Well, welcome back again, Courtney. So basically, we're talking about some of the things that are hampering us right now. Obviously, you got texts coming in on my phone, and you got texts coming in on the phone here.
Yeah.
But
let's see one text.
Courtney, we really need to get some attention on what's happening. Take a hold of what's happening in the country, man.
Somebody texting and said we need a little bit of Castro law. I know if you mean the Castro. Good evening, you're free speaking mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, Courtney, I'm back again.
Okay.
With this speech problem, our ministers of government, what we put in there, they must be garbage.
Okay.
Every investor come to the British Virgin Islands before they move a rock.
Yes.
They'll present a paper to them, a document signed by the Premier and the Governor, telling all beach in the British Virgin Islands is public and must have a 12-foot right away to the beach. They know what to start from. Before they start, they know where to get off. It won't have that problem. Down there, they got sailing boat race, they got swimming classes down there. I see the black children, the white children, and everybody swimming that by a white instructor. The kids them parents sit down under the umbrella and watch them, but the children in swimming class.
Yes.
They watch them go out in sailboat, they teach them to sailboat and everything. That they pack up a vehicle anywhere and go there. That's the way we're supposed to do with BBI.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Colleague, that ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Anything that belongs to the foreigners, you'll see a lot of improvement, investment in it. But anything that belongs to us, trouble.
Good evening, you're free speaking mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yes, hello, good night.
Good night.
I'm calling about concern about the raise of visa for people who live here. We should raise from $25 to $175.
And so, yeah, from
I want to know if how that does happen without even notice. We just go down there and tell it from 100, and you go with $25, when you go with $25, it's $100. We are not justified to that.
Well, as I was saying before, right, government raising revenue, right, so they change some of the cost of different things in the country. I mean, for passports, for belongers getting a passport, the price has just increased. It's $100, I think it's $100 or something. It used to be $40.
But that's for $60. So why we also have to pay $150 increase, and the belongers have to pay just $60 increase? Why did they never pay $150 for their passport?
That's policy, I'm pretty sure.
Pardon me?
That's policy. That's the people that make the laws. That's the policy. When they make a policy.
I know that's the law, but I mean, they don't even inform people.
But they didn't inform. They didn't inform us either. I mean, when you're raising revenue, you're raising revenue. I mean, I think. Let's be kind of frank though. Some of the costs that I've understand, some of the changes. The way that the business is done, the lamination and the paper and all that stuff, it costs more. The work to do it costs more than the thing that they were producing. You can't continue to run a country like that.
Carla, let me ask you a question. You when you pay your taxes, are you getting the $10,000 exemption?
Sorry?
When you pay taxes, right? You know, within the calendar year. You don't pay any taxes up to $10,000, and then after that you pay. Are you getting that benefits as well?
You get a benefit.
It's not a benefit?
No.
No?
No.
So you think we should go back to paying taxes from $1?
You understand the question?
Yes, I understand, question.
Okay, because right now the
We're
government...
trying to say because the taxes is low, that's why they're trying to raise up some, to balance it up back.
No, what I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to you is with tax policy, you have to, it's a balancing act. They have to have revenue and expenditure. If you don't take in any money, you can't spend any.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like the government have $283 million sitting down waiting to spend. It's the money that you and I pay into the treasury. That's where they get the money to spend from.
For me, understand. Katola is such a small country. You don't have a lot of attraction, a lot of, I don't know, to explain. I don't see you spending a lot of money and saying where the money is, where do all of this money.
Well,
if the tourists come in, they don't have no attraction. You're not spending no money to say, well, do something for that when people come, they feel like, well, I want to go back. Or if them could say, well, Tortola is a quiet place, you know, they feel more comfortable at different places, less harassment. And if here, I feel comfortable here based on certain like condition, you know, different people, different mind, different, you know, mentality. You might feel a bit uncomfortable. But, I mean, the environment is quiet and, you know, less violence, less, you know, harassment. Meaning as if you come as a tourist, you know, have a lot of harassment and buying this, buying that and things. Where all of money, what to do with it?
A lot of the money that's used in a country is to keep the country doors open.
Reserve.
No, to keep, just to do business, just for on an annual basis, to keep the government doors open.
Carla, you have kids?
And they have to be getting money the other day to help to do things here.
Carla, you have kids?
Yeah.
You have children?
A child, yeah.
Do they go to school? Do they go to any government school?
They don't get no benefit, nothing. I thought it was so small.
They go to the hospital or the clinic? They any kind of checkup?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's free. That's
free.
the only benefit you get, boy. You get the prescription sometimes. The prescription.
You're working, right?
It's expensive. You have to buy it.
No, but you're working, right? You're working. And the government, I don't know if any other Caribbean country give you a $10,000 exemption before you start paying taxes. I mean, that's also another benefit. There's the country right now, the country has to balance its books. And the government is giving away a lot of stuff. I mean, you're talking about exemption, low taxes on goods coming in. You're talking about hospital visit for kids. You're talking about
goods coming in from when people go buy them things and coming in with the people that don't buy the doctor charge how much money. If you go and buy a television for your child, they charge you how much dollars.
That's a tax.
Buy a free to cool them juice and charge you how much money.
Yeah, that's
buy a stove for cook them food and charge you how much money. That's a big.
We really doing it.
Buy some snack and don't say go, but I don't want them charge you a lot of money.
Madam, the lady, we're really doing a public service tonight, you know, because we shouldn't be here tooting government's horn. They should do that themselves.
Yeah.
Okay?
We're really selling the government, but trust me, the government, our system, let me just say our system has been very good to people that live here, you know. So, but we appreciate the call. We do have another caller waiting.
Okay.
So if you want to call us back after this next call, we're just trying to get as many calls we can in.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I understand what the lady is saying, but at the same time, I hope she appreciates that, you know, it's a lot of other areas. Good evening. You've reached Speak Your Mind. Go ahead, please.
Good night. Speak Your Mind. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
I'm not complaining. It makes no sense because you think you're doing bad, somebody doing worse than you.
That is so true.
But a good show, different varieties of points and stuff. But I want to kind of deal more with the revenue, how as a country we can make revenue.
I'm sure many people want to hear what you have to say, because once you start talking about raising revenue, all my ears open.
Not that raising revenue, how we can make revenue. One of the things is I would like to ask Sam what you think about tourism. Tourism is an aspect that does hire most of the population, 60%. What you think we need to do in tourism right now? Because that's one of the areas we need to get generating going. And what other way you think we can raise revenue? So I'll hang up and listen.
Okay. Well, thanks for the call. Well, Courtney, if you're gonna increase tourism, obviously there's different avenues you can go about raising tourism. But I think overall we need to get hungry. We need to get more aggressive with our marketing, but not just marketing, with sales. And people have to learn to understand there's a difference between marketing. You could tell people all day long, you could show off all day long about your product, but if they don't have a way to buy it, you're always going to be in the same position you're in. So it really comes down to the selling aspect of it.
Good evening, you're speaking mine. Go ahead, please.
Good night. Me again.
Okay.
Who's me?
Listen.
Do we know who it is?
Kitchman Daniel.
We know who it is,
my name?
We know who it is. Go ahead, Kitchman.
I listened to the gentleman that calling about Department of Trade, right?
Yes.
It making sense, but my only thing about it, right, is that people that get the trade, yes, probably some of the procedures that belong, right? But the way the people are obtaining the trade license, I think is a little bit slack. I think the people need to come in with a paper with qualification in the field in which they are applying for. Like if they want plumbing, bring a paper show that you have experience and tenacities in that field. You understand? Not coming in and apply for a trade license, and yes, it's going to take a while and then you get it. And you ain't even have the experience in that field, but you have that trade license.
But
you understand?
Carla, let me have a little dialogue with you. Okay? I am not trained as an engineer. And I applied for a trade license as an engineer. And I obtained a trade license as an engineer. Doesn't that say that the government is now putting themselves in a liable situation because they're calling me an engineer, but I'm not an engineer?
Yeah.
That is what's happening.
You should not get a trade license without a degree,
but that is
showing that you're qualified.
But that is what has been happening for the last 30 years.
If that happening for the last 30 years, we gotta move them people who are causing this problem and putting the right people in their places.
Well, you talking?
And I hear you touch on tourism. We have to take an intricate rule on the field that's selling the product. That's why we gone down the drain, you know. They knock out a lot of the big landlords and put in other people to sell that product. And they may know the history. So how you going to sell an island and you don't know the history of the island? That's why I say that department, what do you call them? What do you call them?
Which one? The tourism board. The tourist board.
We need to have a book. Whoever wants to work in the field, the hospitality industry, you got to go through a course and you got to get 55 out of 60. If you don't get it, you won't get a damn job. Oh God, I said about it. Just like Mr. Skeleton, I'm sorry.
You see what I mean? But you have a point, you know, because it's important. As Sam was saying, sales and marketing is two different things, but they go hand in hand. If you don't know marketing, you probably fail sales.
Yes.
You know, because you have to know your product.
Yes,
and if
internal and external supposed to be operating at a balanced capacity.
Exactly. And for the life of me, I don't understand how we could allow the historic sites that we have to be run down the way they are. That's part of the product. We have a lot of natural things here that a lot of people don't know about, and that's also a big part of the product. I'll tell you one. There's an orchid that grows on Anegada that's unique in the world. And you ask most people in our hospitality industry, and most of them can't tell you about it. And we have a problem where if we have something, when you have something and you don't know you have it, you're more likely to lose it. And we have to be mindful of that and selling what we have right now. Some people say we don't have anything. You know why they say we don't have anything? Because they don't know what we have. It's true.
It's true. But I'm happy to see Miss Joyce Lee with her products them there.
That's so good. That's a A plus for tonight. I agree with you 100%.
And the only thing I said those things were missing was our logo.
Okay.
The BVI.
Okay.
But those things nice.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to see that young lady in crap alive. You understand?
All right. Well,
you have a good night.
Well, I heard they're talking about having some stuff made in the BVI, so we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have a lot more people out there, you know. We have a lot more people out there making a lot of things here in the BVI.
Good.
So we just got to take on, and who can help themselves, let's get together and help them.
That's true. I know you are already doing that down at the Ebenezer Thomas.
Yeah, so starting back, and right now we're going to be working, teaching the children them about the plastic bag and help them, show them how to make bags and make things out of the plastic bag. Recycling
and reusing.
Yes. You have a good night.
Very good. Keep up the good work.
Courtney, I'm going to tell you, one of the things I find to be one of the biggest problems or hindrance we have in this country when it relates to marketing or tourism product is that we spend a lot of time marketing the BVI. I think we spend a fairly good amount of money marketing. But I think our marketing needs to be more in your face. It needs to be more consistent, more continuous. And also, Courtney, we have to stop relying. We rely so much on our product being sold by others. We depend on external travel agents and booking agencies and all these. I'm not saying get rid of them, you can't. But what I'm saying is we have to develop within this country our own mechanism of selling. We got to have our own people on the ground selling for us.
That's true.
Otherwise,
yeah. Good evening. If you speak your mind, go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello, Courtney. It looks like British Virgin Islanders have short memory. Most of them.
Okay.
Yeah. How much of them know that Sydney Point were here in 1958 and film a picture
and made a film called All Virgin Islands?
Yeah. How much of them know that?
I don't know.
I want it too because a little boy me laugh for someone a lot of vegan licks.
No, I know who he is. Anyway, go ahead.
The four pants, right?
Yeah.
So but when Del Paso and the St. Ursula was in the film,
right,
they had a boat in its name, the Param Town.
Yeah.
They had a pregnant woman on it. And we're locking steel down upstairs of the building that whole Tridex real estate. I think that belongs to Aerosmith father.
Yes, Mr. Leopold Smith.
And they drop money for scratch right in front the post office. At the time, you know, still clean, the Paramount goes, we know them were there at that time. Yeah. And Mose Malone is who were driving around Sydney Point there.
Okay. You know, it's a shame that we can't get that film and put it on air so that everybody could see it. I'm pretty sure they have a copy of it somewhere around somewhere.
It named the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, I'm aware. And only one person you can call is Salting.
Yeah, but they were not going to steal man.
Okay.
He, Mark Simmons, Roosevelt Smith, Stanley Haynes, boy, them.
Yes.
All of them were not going to steal man. That was the first steel man we had here. Named the book and they have steel man. Yeah. I was a little boy.
You're going to write down some of these things, you know. All right, well, thanks for sharing that. But you see, we come right square right back to if you don't know what you're selling, you can't sell the product. Exactly. You have to sell. You have to know the product that you're selling. And Sam, that is so true for a tourism product. You know, you have to know the product that you're selling. I think there was a guy that lost his life here in Joshua who was going around and trying to develop some of the tourism sites. And I think that was so sad that happened. And it seemed like we dropped the ball with that, and we didn't continue that. Maybe that's a program that should be continued. You know, to go around and develop the tourism sites. You know, some of them is very easy to develop. You just put a lookout. Yeah. You know, some of them are very easy, and some of them are more.
Well, you know what really took me right when the governor first came. I remember the governor took an entourage of people, and other people probably helped initiate the whole cleanup. But the governor and them were down by the dungeon. You was one.
I was one.
You know, to see that kind of enthusiasm coming from the governor's office. You know, here we are. We sit in government after government after government.
Well, since then, I tell you, the premier office did some more work on it since then.
And Courtney, it needs to be cleaned completely.
It needs to be managed.
It
needs to be managed. That's what it needs to be done.
It needs to be cleaned completely, managed. It needs to be fixed up, clean up, and create a nice little lookout spot down there, and put it as part of our tourism product.
We need additional places to take the tourists. I mentioned to you more than one time before that having the bats as the only place that you can take people, and you have Spring Bay, and you have all these other area, Devil's Bay, all these other places close by, where you could take 3/4 of the traffic away from the bats, instead of just having people have a terrible experience saying that you need a traffic light by the bats. We could manage our places much better than we're doing. But you see, the problem, Sam, is that we've been successful at what we've been doing so far. So we continue to get the revenue from the tourism sector. So
are we really successful?
No, we're not as successful as we could be. That's in my opinion. Someone texting about a crosswalk and asked why the drivers are not more courteous to the people who are walking on the crosswalk. I think that is something that we should all try to do. Try to respect the people who are trying to cross the street, and be courteous. Just allow them to cross on the crosswalk. I think that's
the crosswalk needs to be properly lit, Courtney.
It needs to be properly lit. I agree with you. We need good lighting, and we need to improve the lighting throughout the territory.
And people need to realize 2 lines in a road doesn't give you the right to go put your life in jeopardy.
No.
You're supposed to identify yourself, let people know you're getting ready to cross, stop, make sure the traffic stop, and then cross. You know what I mean? This thing about just stepping out into the road because you got 2 lanes in the road, that's not a crosswalk. You know what I mean? Crosswalk is controlled by lights. You press the button, it indicates to vehicles that somebody's in the crosswalk. You can cross because the vehicles
stop. And while you're talking about lines in the road, I think that piece of road down in Seacoast Bay, a new piece of road down there, it's about time we get some line in the center of the road down there. It's a project that was done.
Talking about the one going around the corner and stuff?
The one going around the corner going to Nanny Key, all the way down to Nanny Key, right? We already paid for it. We had a debate about it, all kind of stuff already. All it needs now is just to put the center line in place, and the center line is so important, as I was saying before. When you have an accident or some incident, and the police have to do their job, they have a good reference point when they have that center line. So it also helps some people who can't see where they're going, to stand aside a little bit better too.
Yeah, well, if you're going to advocate for that, you got to advocate for West End. And I was told that we're going to get some lines done in West End. We're going to get some reflectors, and I found out that they're not going anywhere because when it rains or when the big rocks fall on, they might get grayed off. All I could tell the people down there, exactly, so be it. The people down there need to kick up.
We need better quality. We need to improve the quality of the road system.
People need to kick up, Courtney. When people start dying, obviously we're gonna do it.
And while we're on that subject, Sam, on the Ridge Road, there's no speed limit on the Ridge Road. It's just like the Autobahn. There's not one sign. I drove from Little Dix Hill. That's Little D-I-X. Okay,
that's the one in your still.
Yeah, from Little Dix Hill.
There's no tax on the cat.
No,
there's tax on dogs.
But we have to improve. We have to improve little by little, man. I see some guardrails going up though. I must say that. I have seen some guardrails going up, and that is a positive thing as well, because in some places we need more guardrails. Make life a little bit better for everybody. A little more protection, less risk for government. Less risk for government. So Sam, we're gonna have to start thinking about wrapping up the show now, because we have some good interaction. Let me just look at a couple of the last things that were up here before I start saying. Somebody was commenting about.
Can't read it?
Not that I can't read it. Someone was in the road. Let's see. Our government getting too big. need to consolidate. That's one of the texts there that definitely should go across to persons. It's a hard decision. Nobody wants to make hard decisions. The text said the government is getting too big. Anytime you have a country where keeping the doors open costs more than 3/4 of your entire budget, there must be some plan to reduce or increase. I'm all for that. I used to say a long time before, maybe some of the departments need consolidating. Instead of having 2 departments with 20 people, you could have 1 department with 40 people. But I'm not a rocket scientist, you know, so that's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think that some consolidating could probably reduce expenditure and increase efficiency. So if that's what the person at text is referring to, I'm all for it. I think you know, we need to streamline, you know, what we do, and it may mean retraining some people. You know, some of the staff may have to be retrained, but if that's the case, that's what we may have to do. But I think a leaner, more effective machinery is what we need. And that's just my opinion on that, you know. But I think all people need to pay a closer attention to the way the country is being run, in terms of the expenditure and the revenue, and you know, a lot of people they don't pay attention. They don't listen to the budget speech. They don't listen. They don't read what what's going on in the country, and then, you know, so they make they have an opinion, or they make statements that are totally out of line with what's happening, and that's not good. I think, you know, all people need to pay more attention to what's going on in the country. And
all right, Courtney. Well, I guess we came to the end of another one.
We came to the end of another one. We had a very good show, Sam. You know, we were able to touch on a number of issues. We talked a bit about the trust companies and the consolidation or buyout of one, and which left a lot of people without their jobs, and we talked about, you know, some of the possible solutions that could come about as a result of that. You know, some people called with some very good suggestions about it. We talked a little bit about the greenhouse and the farmers, the farmers who are waiting for help or some change in policy as it relates to, you know, the way we're going to try to feed the people, so to speak. You know, we were able to, we talked a bit about the education and the CXC exam, and how that's going to be changed up a bit. And I think it's going to be a change for the good, because right, the way how the situation was is that, you know, you as a parent, you would insist that your child take the CXC on your own, and you had to pay for it. Now it's going to be a policy. The policy has changed where it's going to be mandatory that you take CXC, and if you don't show, you're going to fail. So I think our parents out there now need to look at how they're going to help the students. They may have to get tutors for them in some cases, and they may have to insist that they, you know, do the requirements from all the way in Fort Farm, because if you don't, there's some things if you don't do in Fort Farm, it don't make sense going to write the CXC. Yeah. Because you would never pass. Yeah. Definitely. Trade license, we talked about trade license, and we also talked about the increase in fees for the visa. As you know, the visa is for some countries. Not all countries are required to have a visa for the Virgin Islands, but some countries are required. And for those that are required, the fees were increased after the fees were where they were for quite some time. And like I was saying, I'm not in defense of the fees, but I'm also a realistic person. I know that if the paper and the computer and the personnel can't pay for the cost to produce the documents that you're making, it doesn't make sense. And to me, it doesn't make sense. So if you have to increase the fees in order to produce the documents, that's what you have to do. You have to increase the fees. And we talk a little bit about I wanted to talk about the flags being raised at the school, and said it was a good idea, but I also wanted to point out that there's some government buildings where they have flags flying all day, all night. And maybe we need to look at the policy on flags and make sure that we get it right this time, you know, so that when those flags go up, they have a set time when they go up.
And when they come
I
down.
could even call it now. They go up at 7 o'clock in the morning and probably come down at 6, or some, you know, some combination that would have people there at that time to raise them. And as I was mentioning to you, that in some countries they even have tourists that go to see the changing of the guard.
Yeah, in England.
It becomes a revenue collecting activity as well. We were able to talk a bit about the tourism sector and the marketing and sales of our, and Sam, we have to continue to talk about this tourism sector, because it's not an easy fix. We have to ensure that that we tell our people how the tourism dollar is spent and how we can maximize what we get from the thing.
Yeah.
And all in all, we had a very good program. We had some good texts and we had some good calls. We at this point, any last thing you want to say?
Well, Courtney, I just want to say real quick to the caller that called and asked about tourism. If we're going to strengthen tourism, all I can say to the caller is that we got to look at different areas. We got to strengthen those areas. We got to get more hotels, and not 5-star hotels. We need 3-star, 4-star hotel. We need movement of people. We need people who are going to come to the island and appreciate the fact that it's safe, it's comfortable. They staying on whatever island and they move around from place to place. Those are the kind of people that stimulate the economy, not the people that necessarily come and sit on the beach all day long because they have that privacy. And sales, sales, sales. On top of all our marketing, sales should be the #1 focus. Sales. We have to control our sales. We have to be responsible for our sales. We have to now take charge of our sales. When people market, we go out and we sell, we sell, we sell. We become more you know, profitable that way. So, Carla, it's all about sales now. You know, we got to get hungry, we got to get aggressive, we got to put good plans in place, good you know, packages in place for Europeans, for Asians, for even Canadians and South Americans. They love package deals. Somebody have to coordinate those things, and we need somebody here locally to help coordinate those efforts. So, Courtney, with that, I'm going to leave it for you to give a last word.
Well, Sam, all in all, we had a wonderful show. We had some good participation by people on text and people on the phone. And, you know, we were able to get through tonight. And I'm glad that I'm back. And at this point, Sam, I'd just like to say, you know, as I usually say, God bless these Virgin Islands and the people that live in them. And we will see you again next week.